If you consistently find yourself trapped in frustrating or toxic relationships, it is tempting to blame the dating market. You might think the problem is that quality partners are too rare, but the market itself is rarely the root cause. Many men use relationships as an escape mechanism. They jump at the slightest possibility of a connection, almost irrespective of the partner, because they find their own thoughts and presence unbearable. A woman's only true competition in a relationship is a man's solitude. A man will continue to choose a relationship only as long as it provides value over and above what he can produce in his own company. We are going to work through a 4-step framework to overhaul your relationship with yourself, clean up your inner critic, and build an independent life that filters out low-value partners. Mastering your own solitude provides the final filter for every relationship you choose to entertain. Step 1 is the baseline audit. Take a piece of paper and write down the negative traits of your last partner, the nagging, the criticism, or the neglect that you tolerated. Now look at that list and ask yourself if your own internal voice is actually harsher and more punishing than the partner you just described. This is the math of misery. A man will stay in a toxic relationship because even negative attention pulls him out of his own unremitting self-hatred. If he finds his own company detestable, a partner cannot pester him as much as he already pesters himself. This scale visualizes the core metric of the audit. A person weighs the pain of being alone against the pain of the relationship. In this scenario, distraction wins. The relationship is maintained because it provides a break from internal suffering. The need to escape oneself is the engine driving these bad relationship decisions. Step 2 requires establishing self-tolerance. You have to clean up the internal environment before solitude can have any value. When you stop the constant stream of self-criticism, the internal chaos dissipates. You create a clear space where being alone is no longer localized trauma. To start, write down 3 destructive tendencies or harsh self-criticisms that you frequently repeat in your own head. Next to each of those, write a neutral, objective truth. You are replacing the destructive thought pattern with a flat, factual assessment. The goal is to stop the internal pestering until the baseline experience of yourself is uncomplicated and free of negative attributes. Achieving a neutral inner voice reduces the frantic drive for external distraction. The silence of your own company stops being something you have to drown out at any cost. Once you can tolerate your own company, step 3 is to make that solitude highly productive. Block out dedicated time this week for deep career focus, physical health, and personal development. Notice the difference between the state of frantic distraction and the state of focused independence. Be careful of cautionary, the workaholic trap. Men often dive into work the way they dive into women, as an escape from their thoughts. There is a difference between running away into a task and genuinely enjoying the fruits of your own labor. As you begin to value your own presence, you see exactly what you can accomplish when left to your own devices. High-value solitude makes alone time a guarded asset rather than a punishment to be avoided. Step 4 is implementing the filter. The new rule is that a partner must provide value over and above what you produce alone. The mere absence of negative traits is no longer sufficient. Simply not being toxic does not justify the loss of your own peace. The requirements are now specific. Any relationship you entertain needs to be pleasurable, fulfilling, or meaningful enough to compensate you for tearing yourself away from your solitude. Look at the balance scale now. The standard for entry has shifted significantly. It takes a high level of positive impact from a partner to finally outweigh the value of your own company. This internal preference for your own company works as a natural boundary against flakiness and drama. When you like being alone, the cost of a bad relationship becomes too high to pay. The quality of your relationship with yourself determines the quality of the people you allow into your inner circle. You have mapped your past failures, neutralized your inner critic, and set a standard for solitude. You are not meant to relate to everyone. Having a high bar means you will reject most people, which is necessary to maintain the quality of your life. When you do this, your internal standard smoothly locks into place, forming an impenetrable barrier that protects the life you are building. Sets the standard for every relationship you entertain.
Protecting that solitude is the most reliable way to maintain a high-quality life.